Sixers fans, welcome back. Now that the trade deadline is in the past, we're going to have to talk about buyouts, right? The Sixers just signed Mason Jones yesterday to a 10-day contract, and most of you guys, A, don't know who that is, and B, probably wasn't even aware of it. But Mason Jones is a low-key a nice pickup. He actually played pretty well in 26 games with Houston, shot 36% from three as a stretch five, and he's young, athletic, a rookie out of Arkansas. I like that. Why not give the man a 10-day contract? Now's the time to have an opportunity to let that man play a little bit. I'm here for it. I'm really, really here for that move. Let's talk buyout. But before doing so, how about you like this video, subscribe to the channel, join the family, join the community. I'm going to be streaming tonight, 10 p.m. against the Los Angeles Clippers. Doc Rivers is going home. Well, he's home, but he's going to be going back to his former. You get my point. So come join the stream. Try and guess the score. I missed the score last game by 3 points. I said 109-104. The final score was 109-101. I was that close to giving away a jersey to myself. I don't know. Let's talk Sixers. So right now I want to talk about how our roster looks. Our roster is the starting five is going to be the same. When Embiid's back, it's going to be the same, right? But now that the bench is a little bit better and the depth is a little bit deeper, this is how it's going to be. You know, George Hill's the backup point guard. Shake Milton's the backup shooting guard. Furkan Korkmaz / Iggy Brazdeikis is going to be the backup three. I think that's going to be a little bit of a competitive battle. Maybe not early on, but at some point, I think if Iggy comes in and plays well, I think it's going to create a little internal battle between the two, which I'm excited about because I love competition. It brings the best out of players. The stretch four is going to be Mike Scott, Paul Reed, which is just another competition between the two. If Paul Reed comes in and just provides really good defense like he did last game, but can start shooting well, that's going to completely eliminate anything that has to do with Mike Scott because you don't need that guy on the court if Paul Reed is giving you more. I like the competition. It's going to bring out the most out of both of them, so I'm here for that. And then at the five, it's going to be Dwight Howard / Mason Jones. He's going to be seeing some opportunities in blowouts or just in games where it's out of reach, right? That being said, we have needs, right? We still have needs. I think as much as I like Paul Reed, I really truly think a stretch four is extremely important. I think the Philadelphia 76ers need to go out and get a stretch four. Also, we need a 3-and-D guy for a swing position, the wing position at the three, because I don't want to see Korkmaz play basketball anymore. I'm simply over him being a Sixer. I have completely moved on from the idea of acknowledging that guy plays for my favorite team. And Iggy Brazdeikis, is, as much as I think he may possibly contribute next year and the year after, it's just not going to be a contending piece as of now. So that being said, I think we need to go out and get a stretch four, and I think we need to go out and get a wing shooter who can play a little bit of defense. And here are my options for Philadelphia. Not all of these guys are on the buyout market already. Actually, none of them are, but I'm expecting them to or hoping them to be. First of all, I would like to say my absolute biggest need right now is Otto Porter Jr. I want Otto Porter to get bought out more than anything. I think there's a very strong possibility that he will get bought out, and talk about a perfect fit in Philadelphia. He can play that stretch four and even give you three spot positions minutes. He's averaging 9.2 rebounds per 36, which is really impressive given the fact that he's not a big man. He's a guy who is a career 40% three-point shooter. He's a career guy who can go out and get his own bucket. Otto Porter is borderline elite off the bench in a smaller role at a minimum level exception contract, which would be absolutely huge for Philadelphia. If the Sixers can go out and sign Otto Porter Jr., that is a move where I think we have instantly become the best team in the Eastern Conference because that has strengthened our depth and our biggest weakness on this team, and there are not a lot of weaknesses that the Sixers have right now, guys. Also, I really think as a wing shooter, I think Terrence Ross is something that I would love to see in a Sixers jersey. And I'm saying that not fully sure that Orlando is going to buy him out. But if they do, it's almost everything I have with Otto Porter. He's just a really good shot creator. He's just a guy who creates instant offense off the bench. And sometimes you need that when Shake Milton's not providing it. And Terrence Ross is a better three-point shooter than Shake Milton is. And Terrence Ross is just a guy who can give you really, really good minutes at the three. Even at the two, man. Even at the two. And it just adds depth, man. It adds depth. Also, let's be aware that Kelly Olynyk got traded, and I would not be surprised if Kelly Olynyk gets bought out. I despise Kelly Olynyk. I Can't stand watching that man play basketball. Can't stand what he did to Kevin Love years back. And I just don't like him at all. However, he could be a solid stretch five. I mean, the guy shoots threes, and he's having arguably the best year of his career when he was in Miami. And I would be 100% for the Philadelphia 76ers going out and getting him as a stretch four, stretch five. I mean, he is significantly better than Mike Scott, and that alone is a hell yeah for me. Hell yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm weird. Also, I'm not saying that we absolutely need another center, because I like the idea of having a third rotation being a small ball rotation, maybe throwing Mike Scott, Ben Simmons out at the 5. I like that. It just adds a different type of versatility to Philadelphia basketball. However, Gorgui Dieng is an interesting option. A lot of people are like DeMarcus Cousins or Andre Drummond or Hassan Whiteside, and though I think those guys are good basketball players, I think Gorgui Dieng is a very underrated guy who shoots the 3 ball better than any of them. And what's important in modern day basketball is the ability to shoot the 3 ball. What's even more important in the city of Philadelphia to play alongside Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid is the ability to shoot the 3 ball. Gorgui Dieng is a guy who can consistently shoot the 3 ball at a high 30% clip at a 7 feet tallness. I don't know. The man's huge, and he pops threes, and he's from Senegal, and hold it down for Senegal. My sister lived there for a little while. Anyway, side note. I just think he's extremely underrated, and I think he would understand and appreciate and shine in a smaller role much better than a guy like Andre Drummond would, or a guy like Hassan Whiteside has and would, and a guy like DeMarcus Cousins would. And I think Gorgui Dieng is a better defender than, not all of them, but DeMarcus Cousins, and I don't know what Hassan Whiteside really brings to an NBA team anymore. And I think Gorgui Dieng is a really good ball player. I do. And what I think he received a lot of crap for in his career is the fact that he made like $20 million a year. Okay, but if you're giving the guy $5 million just to play the rest of the season, that's a great value. My only thing is I don't think I'm going to be spending my mid-level exception and my buyout money on another center. I understand that we need it right now, but you got to think, man. You can roll out Paul Reed at the 5 for another week and a half until Embiid comes back, and if all things go well, we're going to need our money going elsewhere, because how many minutes is that third string center really going to get? It's like the Tony Bradley thing. I mean, how many minutes is he really going to get when everything comes back and playoff time comes back? We need to think playoff time, guys. Playoff time's approaching much quicker than, you may think. And we need to go out and get a guy who's going to be a rotational piece in the playoffs. And I like Gorgui Dieng, and I like the idea of getting another center, but that's not really going to be the biggest move. And, okay, Embiid gets hurt again. If Embiid gets hurt in the playoffs, guys, we're not winning the championship. We're not contending, okay? I hate to break that to you. And as well as we've been playing without him, we are not going to win the NBA Finals if Embiid is not in the lineup. So what is another center to this team? I would love to go out and spend my money on Otto Porter, Terrence Ross, maybe even Kelly Olynyk at the 4. But my thing is, if Otto Porter becomes available, guys, we need to go out and get him, because it's a seamless fit in every single freaking way possible. Come over tonight. Not really over. It's the second time I've said that. Whatever. Come hang out tonight in the stream. Peace out. Go Sixers.